First Watch Now.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
Well, as usual, let's start off with Cochise County football.
Wow, Buena came out of a tough one last week. They took on Marana, the Marana Tigers, 1-4, and everybody thought, well, look at the record, 1-4. Buena sitting at 5-0, but Marana, if you look at strength of schedule, came in and put the hurt to Buena last week. And but this is good for Buena. This is not bad for Buena. Obviously, we'll rebound tonight. They're going to Desert View. They're on the road tonight. We're going to call the game tonight up in Desert View. Jeff Damport and I. And Val here in the studio. So we'll see what they do. Desert View, average team, not a lot of strength in their schedule. So Buena should rebound tonight, should get a win, back on the winning track. And by the way, Buena right now in the power rankings, number 8. And if you look at the open part, and I'll explain that all in the show pregame tonight, that'll move them up to number 6 if everything works out. So as long as they can finish the season, if they lose one more, they're going to make the playoffs. Maybe even 2 more, they can still make the playoffs. Buena's on a good track here. And Coach Thomas will have his team inspired tonight, I promise you.
And if you can't make the trip up to the game, you can always listen to it right here on KWCD Country. And they have an app as well if you want to download the app. And Sheriff Daniels will be calling the game pregame at 6:30 and kickoff at 7 o'clock. Well, the first thing we need to get to is we had some injuries this week.
We did. It's been, I'll just say, it's been an emotional week for the Cochise County Sheriff's Department, law enforcement in general in our community. When it comes to, we've had several officers injured this week as a result of our interdiction, our smuggling. First of all, I want to talk about Chris Oleski. I'd refer people to CBS Morning News, the major news network. They were riding with Deputy Oleski when this happened, so they filmed the entirety of it. Long story short is CBS Morning News yesterday aired the story. I thought they did a very, very good job. But take a look at it. It kind of gives a really nice sample what's going on in Cochise County and our border. CBS, I give them a shout out. They were very sensitive to Deputy Oleski and the situation. And so again, tough situation going on there. Just a little update. Deputy Oleski is showing great signs of improvement, significant signs. We're watching that, talking to the family. So I'm going to be seeing him later today to go up and see him and his family and his brother. Just give a shout out to his brother Josh, who was involved in a critical event here, a violent assault on him, reference to the border issue about a year ago. So they're all up there. So to all our Border Patrol folks, the Oleski family, our sheriff's family. We're still praying for y'all. But the other one was Deputy Paz, who was a teammate of Deputy Oleski. I think it was Monday, was involved in a interdiction smuggling event. They spiked the vehicle, which means tire deflation devices. The vehicle actually ended up crashing south of Benson. And that's what we tried to do, is get them interdicted before they hit the populated areas. The driver took off. The passenger took off. The migrants took off. You probably see some stuff on Facebook on this, and we've been looking for him. The driver got away, but he dropped a handgun while he was running. Our deputy sadly got tangled up in the terrain and twisted up his leg, so he's off for a little bit while he heals. And then we had Tombstone Marshall's deputy that was injured during an interdiction that fell during a trying to stop a vehicle. So again, it's been a rough week for law enforcement. Again, prayers for all 3 of them. They were 2 out of 3 are in the recovery, and I do believe Oleski is also on the recovery. And I want to make a big shout out to this community and beyond that have made calls. The GoFundMe account, Carol, I mean, just helping out any way they can. And thank you so much. It's truly a special place to work for law enforcement.
And in reference to Deputy Paz incident, they are still looking for the driver of that vehicle, but people were able to capture him on camera on their doorbell, and we believe that, in fact, he was in that area. He did appear to be injured when he was running, it appeared that he was injured on this information that we got from the community. And so some of the things that came about yesterday, and we want to make it perfectly clear, some of the Facebook posts or comments were encouraging people to just shoot first and ask questions later when it comes to him, because he had attacked 2 deputies, and that's not accurate information. So we want to make sure that we get the best information out there as possible, and he in fact did not attack 2 deputies. He attempted to get into a Border Patrol vehicle at the scene, but then there was somebody inside the vehicle, so he left. We definitely want him, but the investigation's continuing that. So please, whatever you do, don't shoot first and ask questions later.
And we had a post on our Facebook referencing another pursuit where the individual was a local, which is very rare for us, and by the name of you, so make sure I get his name right. Jimenez, I don't remember.
Jimenez.
Yes. He was taken into custody yesterday.
Right.
So on some charges, we're working on some additional charges on him. So you'll see an update on that post too. But thanks to the community and all the tips we received on that one. And again, this is truly a community effort. And I'll just say this for those living in the Canyon del Flores area, which is across South 92, across from McDonald's. It seems like the smugglers are driving their cars into that community to have us disengage, which creates a huge vulnerable threat to those communities. I got a call from a business owner this week where 5 were in his backyard. This was a result of a bailout pursuit from DPS. We surround the area. We end up getting, I believe, all 8 migrants, and then a driver out of Alabama and a driver out of Texas. So again, I say this, be vigilant, folks. We're dealing with a lot of smuggling right now, but trust me, we're doing a lot of things to combat that, to bring more resources here. So we're coming back after them too.
And one of the resources that we have, and you're absolutely correct, there's a new ops plan being developed right now. So stand by, because it's hopefully going to be some of the solution that we need specifically for Cochise County, because the more we put out there, the more resources we have here, the better. And our helicopter is one of those resources.
It is. And we debuted that. Grady and I were at National Night Out, and we had our pilot come over, excuse me, National Night Out, 6:15, and did a flyover. It was really cool. And then they circled. It was just really neat. It got a lot of attention. But again, another air asset that allows us the ability to pull back our deputies on. I've seen the Facebook page. Well, just let them run. Well, we just can't let them run. I can't let a car run 100 miles an hour through a community and we all just ignore it like it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. So having an air asset truly provides another resource for us to interdict people. Plus, anybody's got a helicopter over top of their patrol car or vehicle, chances of you getting away is nil to none. I'll just tell you right now, you're not going to outrun a helicopter, whether on foot or on ground. You're not going to do it.
And another resource is some human trafficking funds.
Yes. So there's about $8 million that came through the state for human trafficking. So I've talked to Senator Gowan, Representative Griffin. We had a meeting this week up in Phoenix. So we're trying to disperse those. And one of the things we're suggesting is a statewide initiative for human trafficking with the respective sheriffs in their counties, kind of have an oversight on that, working with their local law enforcement. Our Chamber of Commerce is an idea we're spurring, working with Melody over at our chamber, trying to get that funds in there for education, prevention for the public. Because if we got to educate our public for what they see a child that doesn't look, something's not right, or somebody looks servant for the wrong reasons and they're in distress, we need to train up our public like that. So that's why I want to use the funds for. We got the enforcement component working. Let's get that education to our public. And
you were with the Chamber yesterday doing one of their broadcasts and talking about all of these kinds of things.
Right. I had the opportunity to go with Melanie, do a podcast, excuse me, my mouth ain't working this morning, podcast with them yesterday. And we talked about the pursuits, the border. And this is a fine line because, this is a great place to live. It's a special place to live. It's veteran enriched here. But we know we're dealing with a challenge, and we got to be true to that. We got to be transparent with that, and we will continue to do that. That was my commitment 11 years ago when I got elected as sheriff. But the reality is we don't want to hide from it either, like it doesn't exist. So in a unified voice, which I mean community, law enforcement, government leaders, mayors, I appreciate all my mayors, Mayor McCall leading the charge for the mayors, all of us standing united, our police chiefs, troopers, our state, and our Border Patrol agents. Please, let's not neglect them. I mean, a lot of people don't like what's going on the border. I respect, but don't blame the agents. They're doing everything they can to fulfill their duties. Unfortunately, there's some politics involved.
You're also going to be meeting with the DPS colonel today.
Yeah, he's flying in with his team. I'm going to pick him up at the airport this morning. We're having a roundtable to address this border. And this is part of our operational enhanced plan to address the smuggling in Cochise County. Let me just say, if you want to come to Cochise County and you want to smuggle, bad decision, because we're going to come after you, and we're going to enhance and triple those resources so we can detect you, we can interdict you quicker. We got to protect this community first, and that's what we're going to do. So again, you're going to see a lot of Operation Tempo enhanced here in the next month.
And you were with General Applehouse on Wednesday.
Yes, him and his Command Sergeant Major for Fort Huachuca, both of them just stellar people. They're new. General Applehouse has been here just maybe 2 months, I think it is, and excuse me. And his Command Sergeant Major, who was stationed here earlier, had the opportunity to sit with him at a dinner event last night and talk to the general again. But so we took him around the county, showed him our innovation from our new border center, CCOM, which is connected to Fort Huachuca. A lot of people don't understand or realize that, and so there's truly a regional approach, state, local, and federal working together here. And took him to our jail. I told him, I said, it's like lipstick on a pig. You drive up, you say, well, it doesn't look too bad, until you get inside and see the pig. And like I told him, don't smell, don't touch. It's the best thing I can tell you. But he even made a comment, wow, this jail's pretty old. And it is. But for a lot of people don't realize, we house military soldiers. I think we have 1 or 2 down there right now. So when a soldier needs to be confined, we have an agreement, contract with Fort Huachuca, so we house them. So we want to make sure the general sees where his soldiers are going. There's certain restrictions, sight and sound, out of any foreign born person in our jail. So there's a lot of restrictions we do there when it comes to soldiers. But so that's one of the reasons the general was down with us yesterday.
Another force multiplier for the Sheriff's Office is the Sheriff's Assist Team, and they just got a really cool award this week.
They did. In fact, the General and the Command Sergeant Major and myself went to that. Congressman Siscamonte actually presented the team a certificate of appreciation for all they've done and focused on supporting veterans. I heard tonight, and don't quote me on the stat, but it's like 299 veteran escorts to their place of rest for funerals. I just think that's so honorable for my volunteers, the Sheriff's Assist Team. And by statute, a lot of people don't realize this. See, there was an educational note that, a little factoid, sheriffs actually have oversight on funeral escorts. A lot of the bigger areas like Maricopa, the sheriff will sign off on companies to do them. We have our Sheriff's Assist Team, so that's who does it here throughout the county. But over almost 300 escorts by our Assist Team, giving that family an honorable escort to their final rest. I just think that's honorable for these individuals that have served their country well.
And you also were at the Fort Huachuca 50, and that's a really good organization that they oversee the Arizona Defense Futures Institute, Inc., and they do all kinds of stuff for the defense futures. You have this flyer here, and you were at that event.
I was, and that was last night at Mimosa, and they closed down Mimosa. Vicky, the owner, closed it down because there were so many people there last night. And Huachuca 50 pretty much protects the interest of Fort Huachuca as a military installation, but also as an economic driver for Cochise County, and make sure the partnership, local, state, and our federal partners up on Fort Huachuca are working together. That's what Huachuca 50 did. It's a great organization. Dr. Randy Roth is the current president. I mean, many community leaders. Sean Phillips from the CEO at the hospital, Jay over at the American Southwest Credit Unions. So many members, community leaders are part of that. They had the Davis-Monthan president from their Davis-Monthan 50, whatever they call it up there. The general was there last night, the mayors. I mean, just very nice event last night. And as we sat and listened to all the innovation going on up there and just the partnership. And English was there from the Board of Supervisors representing that side of it, and myself. So, again, it goes back to supporting the community, but supporting Fort Huachuca. I always say this, can you imagine if they weren't there? It wouldn't be a good thing for Cochise County. So thank anybody that works up there. Thank a soldier for being here, and thank for what they do.
There's some upcoming events, and we're going to have a guest in to talk a little bit later in this show about Faith in Blue.
Yes, Faith in Blue is a program here. It's going to be over at Lori's Place today, starting, I believe, 1 o'clock. I'll be speaking at that. And truly it's the faith community coming together to help law enforcement. This year they chose to do it at Lori's Place, which is an advocacy center named after Lori Rutherford, to help people in need, children that have been abused, adults that have been abused. And I'm a big fond believer of Lori's Place and Lori Rutherford, who's a retired nurse. This was a dream passion, and I always highlight her on this, and I'll do it again today, that truly saw a vision for victims, and today it's a reality. So they did a remodel over there, and so they're having the Faith in Blue over there, and all in one. But I'll just say this: Lori's Place is a nonprofit, 501. So if you're looking to support something, that's something I will give a shout out to Lori Rutherford and what she's done, and they have a complete staff over there. But our county attorney, law enforcement, we need to have that local advocacy center, because think about it. If we have a child or have a victim that needs that advocacy center, whether it be an examination, whether it be an interview, if we don't have it, we have to take them out of county, Tucson. That's what the less trauma-induced, especially travel, that you have to do to a victim. Let's keep them local. So if you want to support a cause, Lori's Place.
And we also have such a action-packed weekend coming up.
Oh, wow.
So we have Art in the Park, which our Sheriff's Assist team is going to be helping out with. So if you're looking for something to do over the weekend, take a look at that.
And they do it every year. So they provide security over there. They come out there. They help. So you'll see our SAT team. Say hi to them if you're interested. I had one of the retired colonels last night at the event come up and say, Sheriff, I think I might be going to talk to John Black, who's the commander that runs it. John's a retired colonel, too. Say, I might be joining SAT. I said, I'm glad. I've been bugging him to do that for some time. So if you're looking for a volunteer and you're sitting home right now, and no matter what your profession was, think about SAT. It's a great program.
And also volunteers for the Sky Island Tour. Our care team, our new mental health team for the Sheriff's Office, they're going to be out at Sky Islands tomorrow, and they're looking for some volunteers. So take a look at our Facebook page. You're going to see that you're going to meet Kristen at Hereford Road and Palominas Road, if you can possibly do that tomorrow morning between 7:30 and 10:30. She says she doesn't even care. Pop in when you can. She'll put you to work.
That's right. And also Sheriff's team will be out there. Second shout out I want to make sure I give to our volunteers in search and rescue. They've been busy.
Yes.
They've been so busy. In fact, we got something for them today, it looks like. We're going to talk about in a minute. But bottom line is this. They've been very busy. I think they had a couple recoveries, sadly. I think some migrants that they picked up over the last week since last Friday's show. It's thank you to all. Over 100 volunteers serve our mission for passion and dedication, and they believe in what they're doing because they don't get paid anything, but they go out there and do it for the right reasons. So thank you to Search and Rescue and also Sheriff's team.
And they were looking for a runaway juvenile 2 nights ago, and that turned out well. So thank you so much. Rex Allen Days, they're going to have a parade. We're going to be there, so get ready.
Rex Allen, tis the season, isn't it?
It is.
And then next week we have
Butterfield
and El Dorado.
It's coming up after that.
Yeah, it's like a big domino here in the fall. And then we have the charity ride after that.
That's right. Get your boots ready.
November 4th. So if you're interested in charity ride, you can go online and sign up for that because we're still taking registrations for that.
And also that's going to be a great event because we've got lots of giveaways that go in with that. We've got a new surprise coin. I don't think we're going to say what it is yet, but you guys are going to love it. Mm-hmm. And then we've got the raffle prizes that are like $1,000 prizes.
Yeah, we're giving out $50,000, first of all, just to our 5 charities. So I'm really excited about that we can actually give back to our community. Big shout out to Lawley Automotive Group and American Southwest Credit Union. As a result, each of these charities gets $10,000. Good Neighbor Alliance, Hearts of Gold, Animal Haven, Warrior Healing Project, Animal Rescue Connection, and Real Wishes Foundation. So all 5 of those organizations do so much for the community. So thank you to our community. Thank you to our business world out there that supports this. Thank you to Sergeant Ray McNeely that does a lot of work putting this together.
He does. And one of the things we want to get a shout out to is I know that people might not understand this, but this is the end of Trucker Week. So thank you to everybody who drives trucks. Supply chain issues are flowing, so yay, we appreciate you.
Wow, that's a good one.
Is.
That's really good. But we do. We're remiss on that so many ways. When you see a truck, you don't think about it. It's just a truck on the highway. But truly, it's products we all need. So, yes, I echo that, Carol.
And one final thing. It's a sad note. Dick Butkus passed away after
he?
9 years being a Chicago Bear guy. I thought I would tell you that just in case you didn't know. So
I didn't know that. And sad, very sad. But the Bears did win last night. Call that a miracle.
Yeah.
They did win 40-20, and somebody called me and said, "Hey, the Bears are up 10-0." Because I was heading to that dinner last night, and I said, "Yeah, but they don't lose till they get to 21." Because remember last week they were had 21-7
yes.
and then lost. So Chicago's struggling, but they are the Bears. What can you say? So, and I actually have a Chicago Bears football helmet, excuse me, signed by Dick Butkus. So yeah, what a hero. Rest in peace, my friend.
And then one side note here, and it's important that we get this out there. We have a subject missing. He's 94 years old. He's from Sierra Vista, and we have a silver alert. Please, please, please take a look at our Facebook. Pay attention to your silver alerts. We need to find this man. He's been missing since about 2:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So it's important that we get some kind of closure with that. His family misses him. They're very worried for his safety. He didn't take any clothing. He didn't take any money. He didn't take any medication. So we need to locate him.
Oh, I agree. And I know you've been posting out all over the Facebook. I know the silver alert, and people have asked, what about this, that. We're doing everything we can. In fact, we're going to put some more resources out there today, and that's part of what, just to look. We're going to keep on looking. I mean, we have a missing citizen. We do everything we can to find him.
And also that leads us into your safety message of the week. If you see something, say something.
True. And, every week I talk to people that come up and say, yeah, I saw this in my neighborhood. I saw this vehicle speeding, and had one yesterday. Hey, this vehicle's doing something it shouldn't do. And smuggling. No doubt that's what they were doing based on, they even took pictures and everything else. And call 911. Call 911. Call the Connect line. The immediate responses from there, especially on the 911, whether it's Sierra Vista PD, Bisbee PD, Sheriff's Office, troopers, whoever it may be. But don't be afraid to call. People hesitate to call, and I don't understand that. I mean, I get it, hesitant to buy something because it costs you nothing to call 911. I'd rather have you call and it's nothing than the other way. So please give us a call. If you see something, say something. I can't say that enough. I'll continue to say that because it's pretty active right now in Cochise County. So that's why that's why we chose that message, the three of us, to say it today.
All right, before you go, let's invite everybody to Cochise County football tonight.
Hope you tune in tonight here at 92.3 Town Square Media for Buena High School taking on the Desert View High School, which is a team out there by Tucson Airport. Pre-game's at 6:30, kickoff at 7.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and thank you so much, Joe Gonzalez, Fry Fire Engineer. You're going to be here talking all kinds of good things. So welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about cooking awareness. That's something that you really have to get information out about, and everybody's going to be listening.
Right. So across the United States, about 44% of our house fires are started by cooking fires. Of that 48%, 53 are done from the stovetop. And leading that category is unattended cooking. So, when you start cooking, please don't just walk away from your food on the stove. Make sure you keep a close eye on that. Next is heat sources right next to the flames. So paper plates, utensils, anything like that. Make sure you keep your stovetop clear of anything that may catch on fire. One thing I want to touch on as well is if you do have a cooking fire and it is a grease fire or an oil fire, please don't try to put water on it. Just cover it with a lid or a metal baking sheet or something of the sort and turn the heat off and kind of back away from it. And if that doesn't put it out, leave the house immediately and call 911. Make sure you call 911 from a safe space.
So this is for Fire Prevention Week. So is kitchen fires like a really big thing? Is this because you guys are focusing on that? So it must be a big deal.
Yeah. 44% of all of our house fires that we get, 44% is done from cooking fires.
That's
in
crazy.
The kitchen. Yeah, mostly between the hours of 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. when people come home and start cooking dinner for the family. Yeah, that's when we see the spike in the numbers. And one other thing I want to touch on is the oven fires. If something starts fire in the oven, please just shut the oven, turn the power or the heat off to the oven, and just back away. And if that doesn't put it out, again, get out of the house, get to a safe location, contact 911.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I have for cooking fires. One other thing is make sure you have your fire extinguisher ready in the kitchen as well.
Yeah.
Always have one of those. ABC rated fire extinguishers should be able to get the job done.
And I know you guys are always talking about having an escape plan as well and where the family can meet. So that's a really good tip as well during Fire Prevention Week.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something we go into the schools and we teach the kids and we talk to the parents about. It's called EDITH, Escape Drills in the Home. Just having your safe meeting point and just getting out of the house safely.
Well, let's talk about fire detectors or smoke detectors for a minute.
Okay. Smoke detectors. So Those are typically good for 10 years. You should change the battery once every year. A good tip I've heard is to change them on your birthday. So anytime your birthday comes around, just jump up on the ladder if you're capable to do so, and get in there. You should be able to just pull the cover back. It's typically a 9-volt battery. You just plug in the 9-volt battery and you set it back up. And if for some reason you're unable to change your smoke detector, just contact the fire department and we'll be more than happy to come out and change it for you. Just have your batteries ready.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So what is the contact information for you? Are you online? Give us all the, like, Facebook, anything.
Yeah. We are on Facebook, Fry Fire District. You can look us up, and you can get a lot of our information off of our website as well, fryfiredistrict.com. And we also have a Twitter account, Fry Fire District. Working on getting the Instagram account fired up and ready to go, but that's on the horizon, so just keep an eye out for that.
Well, Engineer Joe, we thank you for coming and talking to us today about Fire Prevention Week and giving us those great tips.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have a whole bunch of people to talk about Faith in Blue.
First Watch on KWCD Country, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest from the Sierra Vista Police Department, it's Officer Borgstack. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, but we were going to talk about something else, but I want to backtrack for a second. National Night Out, you're kind of the guru of that. You put that together.
I'm one of the gurus. Actually, National Night Out, I think this was the most successful year we've had, and we've been doing this thing for 15 years. The crowd was amazing. There were a lot of people there. We're working on getting numbers on that, but it's a team effort. It really is. My co-guru on that, Ricky Murray, who works at Target. Target's a great supporter of this. Would not be successful without his immense help. I mean, he arranges for the helicopters to come in. He arranges for them to land. He does so much. Target donated all the hot dogs. They arranged to get the buns donated. The soda was everything was donated that people could buy for a meal or something. I haven't got the exact number just yet, but looks like we raised a little over $1,200 for
Nice.
Christmas with a Cop and Shop with a Cop. So that'll be split between those two fantastic organizations to help kids out. To me it was a fantastic success.
It was a success, and I wanted to congratulate you on it because that was the most people I've ever seen at a National Night Out for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Folks really liked the demonstrations. The frozen T-shirt contest. If you stuck around for that was hilarious. We'll do it again next year. And we'll just keep going with that. And maybe someday we'll get somebody to do a dance for us. Michael Jackson dance, Thriller dance. We'll see if we can arrange that, right, Grady?
Okay, I see where you're going with this. But also wanted to thank you for at the last minute, we called you literally the last minute and said, hey, can we bring our brand new helicopter from the sheriff's office? And you're like, there's nothing we can do.
But
then you called us back.
Yeah, the helicopter landing areas, we've only got room really for 2, and those have to be pre-planned, quite in advance because we have to get landing zones. We got to get GPS coordinates. We got to coordinate with, the folks that fly the helicopters. Yeah, you guys called us the day before and said, hey, we got the new sheriff's, helicopter. Can we land it? And I'm going, no.
But
but let me work on it a little bit. So I called Ricky, and we talked about it, and it's like, yeah, there's no way we can land it. And then Ricky had the brilliant idea of why don't they do a flyby, and they did. That was tremendous.
That was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Hawkeye is our new helicopter, and that was the debut this past Tuesday. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, the real reason you're here is you've got an event going on today. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Today is Faith in Blue. Actually, the weekend is Faith in Blue, but because of everything else that's going on, we can only focus on one day, and that happens to be today. It's going to be held at Lori's Place, and that is located at 215. No,
214 East Tacoma.
214 East Tacoma. And it's going to be held from 1 to 5 p.m. This month, October, is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Very important topic, but October focuses on that. And Lori's Place is designed to help folks that are experiencing domestic violence, whether it's physical violence, mental abuse, something like that. They have a staff that is their whole purpose, really, is to help folks out experiencing that. And they're having a rebranding, and you guys should come out, from 1 to 5, and the ribbon cutting. Is that 1?
It's at 1 o'clock with Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Michelle. I am the marketing director and a little bit of everything else for Lori's Place. And yes, we just went through a rebranding. We're doing our grand reopening today. And when Scott found out, he asked us if we wanted to host Faith in Blue Week, and we said, absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah, and it's real important. We're partnering up with the Interdenominational Christian Ministries of Sierra Vista, which brings basically every faith that you can think of together, to bring awareness to the community about Lori's Place. And it's very important for law enforcement and the faith-based communities to partner on these kind of projects, because that gets the word out to people. And surprisingly, Lori's Place has been going for how long?
We opened our doors in 2016.
So a number of years, and working this project, I've actually had a couple of people come up, thanking us that we're doing something like this, because they hadn't even heard of Lori's Place before. So hopefully this will put them a little bit more on the map, teach people about the services that they provide. And the important thing that we need to talk about too is Lori's Place is a nonprofit. They're a 501c3, I believe.
Yes.
They function basically off of grants and donations and fundraisers and stuff like that. And it's such an important project, that they do to help the community out. From doing forensic interviews. If we have to have a sexual assault examination done, they have people there to do that. Otherwise, law enforcement in Cochise County is looking to go up to Tucson or even further to get something like that done.
Yep. And then if there was any, follow-through and follow-up care for trauma counseling or social work or even just peer-to-peer counseling that just, it was hit or miss if it would happen before we opened. And we have a trauma therapist. We have our victim advocates that do peer support. They do everything. Those girls put their heart and soul into their jobs, and I cannot thank them enough for what they do. They're there from the minute you call till the minute you say, I'm good, I'm ready to move on. And they file orders of protection. They go to court to help you through that process. And they're there with you every step of the way, even if you're just having a rough day and need to talk to somebody. So, before when cases were being seen in the emergency room or up in Tucson, we don't know how much follow-up care people were getting, and to deal with that kind of trauma on your own, it generally does not lead to good things.
The system can be cumbersome, and if someone needs to go file paperwork with the court, instead of saying, okay, go here to do this, the advocates at Lori's Place, they actually take these folks to that wherever they need to go and walk them through the process to help them out. So they do an amazing job. So it's very important that we keep this organization going in our community, because, like I said, people are going to fall through the cracks, and cases will not be prosecuted successfully without an organization or without Lori's Place. Now, Michelle, you had an interesting statistic about how many prosecutions resulted in your assistance?
Yes. We just found out recently from the county attorney that out of 83 cases involving children in Cochise County last year, because of Lori's Place, all 83 of them were prosecuted and convicted, and that's just unheard of. So the county attorney gave us a big kudos for that. And, anything involving children, it needs to be prosecuted. People need to be convicted. And so that we're there to help with that is just, we need to continue to be there.
So yeah, if you don't have anything to do or change your plans, come out to Lori's Place between 1 and 5 p.m. today at 214 East Tacoma.
Yep.
We're going to have catering done by La Casita.
Yes.
And Michelle says she's got some raffle prizes. So come on out, take a look.
You had me at La Casita.
Yes, La Casita is giving us a great deal on food today, so I can't thank them enough. And their niece Anita is a friend of mine. She donated like 4 dozen cake pops for dessert, and we've had a lot of the local businesses donate things for raffle prizes. Just to help us out, So I thank everybody that's donated and given their time for this event.
All right, before you go, give us contact information for Lori's Place, whether it's web pages, Facebook pages, and phone numbers.
You got it. Our phone number is 520-515-4444. That is a 24-hour crisis line. You can call anytime. It will be answered. Our website is www.loriesplaceaz.org. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/Lori's Place AZ2022, and our address is 214 East Tacoma in Sierra Vista at the corner of First and Tacoma. We're open from 8:30 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8:30 to noon on Friday, but we do have that 24-hour crisis line, so we are 24/7.
All right, well, thanks for coming and talking to us today about Lori's Place.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, Scott, before you go, you've got a program that you've got a new program, but let's back up first. Better Bucks. Tell us what Better Bucks does in our community.
Sure. Well, Better Bucks started, 2 years ago this weekend, and it's designed, or basically it started out as a council objective and to find a way to help the homeless population and deal with the professional panhandlers that we had in Sierra Vista. So we came up with this booklet program where people or organizations, churches can buy these booklets to hand out to folks in need. And inside the booklet, there's a list of service providers for various things. Lori's Place is actually listed in there, under domestic violence, housing, Veterans Administration stuff, a lot of different things like that. And then there's 5 of these $1 vouchers that can be used at various locations in Sierra Vista. People can buy food, clothing, toiletries. They can't buy alcohol and they can't buy tobacco. So the good thing about that is when people buy these and then hand them out, they know that their gift is going to be used for something positive. It's really helped cut down on the professional panhandlers in Sierra Vista, and it does provide, assistance to folks that really need it, by giving those vouchers out. So we've been doing this now for about 2 years. So far this year, to the merchants, we paid out probably close to $13,000 to the merchants. So the way it works is people will come in and use the vouchers. Then the merchants attach a receipt to the vouchers that are used, turn them into Better Bucks. We verify that the purchases are authorized, they're not buying alcohol or tobacco, and then we reimburse the merchant back for the products that were purchased. So it's a win-win situation all the way around. So that led to Better Work. We started that in January of this year, and the way that's designed is we hire homeless folks to go and do cleanups throughout the city. They work animal control on the weekend. We've paid somewhere around $12,000 out to those folks this year, and as of last Wednesday, we had another detail, and I think that was number 16 for the year. We've taken out just about 33,000 pounds of trash and garbage out of the desert. So that's been very successful. So the new program that we've got starting, it launches this weekend because of Art in a Park, and that's kind of why we decided to launch it then, is because that's when Better Bucks was launched. But we're calling it Better Meals. And the way that Better Meals started was at one of the Sierra Vista Community Connect events. Someone came up and asked, hey, can students or kids use Better Bucks to buy meals at school? And I said, no, but it's a good idea. Let me check into that. So I contacted the school district, and with me is
Serena Lawrence. I'm the food service and fixed asset coordinator for Sierra Vista Unified. Good
so,
morning.
Yeah, thank you. So we kind of connected and said, hey, here's this idea. What do you think? And Serena goes, I love it. Let's work on it. So we spent about a month getting the details hammered out on how we're going to do this. The long and short of it is they can't use the vouchers at school because all the meal programs go on the IDs that the kids have, and they basically swipe it like a credit card. So what we came up with is people can come and donate to the program. Now, Better Meals is a program of Better Bucks of Sierra Vista. So they would donate to Better Meals, and there's various ways that they can donate, and then those funds we will send directly to the school district, and they will apply those as people want. And the great thing is folks can donate to the Sierra Vista Unified School District meal program in itself. They can donate to a specific school, all the way down to a specific class at a specific school, or a specific student. So if we get those kind of donations, say just the general donations, what Serena's going to do is they have a list of folks that are carrying a negative balance. And this is kind of interesting. I didn't know this, but there is a program where they can get free or reduced meals. The thing is, it's a federal program, so they have to fill out forms. It's got to be sent in. They have to be approved. And once they are approved, then at that point, they get free or reduced meals. The problem is it's not retroactive. So a lot of these students are carrying a negative balance because the free and reduced only started after school started. So as Serena pointed out, a lot of these families might not be able to pay that negative balance. So if it's donated to the school district itself or a specific school or even a specific class, she's going to look at that and say and pick the students out that need the help the most, and then those funds will be applied to that to help bring them up to a zero balance. Now, if it's donated to a specific student, it will go directly into that student's account, and if they have a negative balance, that'll help bring it up or carry them forward.
So talk about a little bit about how these kids and their lunch. Give us an idea of your lunch program.
So the program, it's the National School Lunch Program. We refer to it as NSLP from the Arizona Department of Education. And these parents, there's income eligibility guidelines that are provided to us by the state, by Arizona Department of Education. And they fill out a free or reduced application based on that. Now, what the state has done, it started in January of 23, is they've extended eligibility for those who qualify for reduced or actually getting the free meal benefits. However, I think there's a misconception that at the end of the school year, balances just disappear. I've had a lot of people that also don't realize they have to fill out an application every school year. They call me and say, well, my kid was free last year. He should be free this year. While that may be true, by regulation, I have to have an application for every school year. So, and I do work with parents. I have people that call me and we can set up payment plans. I have no problem doing that. The key is staying in communication with the school and not just completely avoiding it. And I understand that people are having everything so much more expensive now. So I really do try to work something out, even if it means payments through the end of this school year. I'm fine with that. They're making an effort, and that's what matters.
And this program seems like it's going to really be a multiplier to the kids, and everybody gets lunch anyway, right?
Well,
correct. For the most part.
For the most part.
There's a district policy that unfortunately for the high school students, we can't let them get a reimbursable meal, which is what a complete meal is. We're not talking about the snacks and all the a la carte extra stuff. But they can't charge on a negative account. However, for K through 8, we don't ever deny a child a meal. Everyone gets to eat. At the middle school, we did implement a snack line last year. And being that my daughter started middle school this year, I was fearful of how much that was going to cost me. But the kids, anyone can get a meal. It doesn't matter your eligibility. It doesn't matter if your account's negative. It's not in our nature to tell a kid, no, you can't have food. Our goal is to take care of our students. So this would be a tremendous help, I know, for families, especially those that are really, really in need and just don't have the means. Like I said, everything is so much more expensive now. This, I think, would be a tremendous help for them.
All right, so the thing we need to know now is, how does the community contribute to this program?
Well, starting Saturday at Art in the Park, come to the Better Bucks booth. It's going to be booth number 90, if you can find that, and you can donate to the program this weekend. Starting on Monday, you can pick up the donation form at the school district. What office is it?
I'm in the business office. Also, Miss Weller, who is here with us in the studio, but has a little bit of a lacking voice, so she's letting me be her mouthpiece today. I also have provided her with some of those forms, so she's in the Welcome Center. Will have them. The business office, which is room 404 at Rothery Educational Center, which is at 3305 East Fry Boulevard. It's the old Apache Middle School.
Or they can go to the Better Bucks website and fill out an application there.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming and talking to us today about this program. I think it's going to be very popular, and I think everybody's going to want to donate starting tomorrow at booth 90 at Art in the Park.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks for coming in. First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.